Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few minutes, we'll get started. Everyone, please make sure your mics are on. All right. Good evening, everybody. It's about that time. Today is Thursday, October 28th. This is the Village Board meeting for the Village of Willow Springs. We are conducting this meeting simultaneously by Zoom. The time is 7 p.m. and this meeting is called to order. Clerk Charles, can we please call the roll?
Trustee Ara,
Here.
Kennedy,
Here.
Micah,
Here.
Posh, Moon, Carr, President Niedermeyer.
Here. Thank you. That completes the roll and we have a quorum. Let's all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thanks again, everybody. We have no presentation this evening, so we'll move on to the first item of business, disposition of previous minutes. We have in our board pack meeting minutes from October 14th. May I have a motion to approve those?
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Cara. I'm sorry, trustee Ara, second by trustee Moon. Discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
All ayes and that carries. Thank you. On to reports of officials. First is that of the village president. I'll start with the items of business. We have the first two items, which are in with respect to the police pension board. The police pension board consists of a police officer that serves as president, two individuals appointed by the village president, and two individuals appointed by the police department. Its duties, for those who don't know, include operating the police pension fund, investing, maintaining records, and granting pensions. The two seats appointed by the village president have recently become vacated by Mark Misitich and Steve Bailina. So tonight we have consideration for reappointments for two members. First is Alan Carr. He's a longtime resident of Willow Springs. He knows the town well. He has a fantastic background in business management and finances. He lives here with his wife and daughter, and I am asking for a motion to appoint Alan Carr to the Police Pension Board for the term ending on April 30th, 2024. May I have that motion?
So moved.
By trustee Kennedy, second by trustee Moon. Discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
All ayes and that carries. Thank you very much. Alan is here tonight. If you don't mind standing up, say hi. And thank you very much, Alan, for volunteering and thank you, Alan. All right, so then next we have consideration for the appointment of James Stack to the Police Pension Board for the term ending 4/30 of 2022. James Stack is also a longtime resident of Willow Springs. He lives here with his wife. He will make a great addition to the board, and I'd like to ask for that motion.
So moved.
By trustee Kennedy,
Second.
by trustee Carr. Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon, Carr.
Aye.
And that carries. And thank you to Mr. Stack for volunteering for this role as well. Next item, I don't think Mr. Stack is here tonight, no. So the next item of business is the resolution 2021-R-17. That's a resolution establishing the regular meeting dates of the village board and all subsidiary boards and commissions. Clerk Charles helped put this together. It's in our board pack, all those meeting dates for review. And then once it is approved, those would be posted on our village website for all to see. May I have a motion?
So move. A second.
Who is the motion? Trustee Ara, thank you. And the second by trustee Micah. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon, Carr.
All right, thanks, everybody. All ayes, and that carries as well. Next up, we have 2021-R-18. That's a resolution approving the collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Willow Springs and the Illinois Council of Police. So as, for sergeants, so as some background on this, it was previously negotiated and agreed upon in a timely fashion earlier this spring. As a housekeeping measure, we have it here before us in resolution form. May I have a motion to approve it? By trustee Kennedy, second by trustee Micah. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Ara, Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon, Carr.
All ayes, and that carries as well. And so then, for transparency purposes, all of our union agreements are posted and made public on our village website. So this one will be added as well. Next up, we have consideration of appointment of Jennifer Hennessy as chairperson of the Parks and Recreation Commission. So if you remember at our last meeting, we had the members of the commission appointed and they met on Monday. Trustee Micah is the liaison for that. They're already hard at work, so they have come to us with a recommendation for their chairperson, and that is Jennifer Hennessy. May I have a motion for her appointment?
I'll make it.
By trustee Moon, second by trustee Micah. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr.
All ayes, and that carries. Thank you for that. And that concludes all of the agenda items that I have. So I'll just report on some additional items. First, the village administrator job search has been posted since October 11th. We've received some excellent submissions for that. We will close out the submissions on Monday, November 1st, and begin the interviewing process at that time. The village administrator, for those who don't know, it's appointed by the village president and board of trustees. So we're looking forward to moving ahead to finding a great administrator for the village. Next, we have Wicked Willow. That's happening this Friday from 6 to 8 at Lions Park. And we have over 100 kids signed up. Is that right?
Like about 106.
Yeah, so we've got a ton of kids signed up, which is wonderful. Fingers crossed that the rain holds out for us for that event. Trick or treating hours are from 2 to 8 in the village of Willow Springs. Please, everybody, have fun and stay safe. And this is our final meeting in October, which has been Police Appreciation Month. So again, a huge debt of gratitude to our police chief, Jim Ritz, and the fine men and women of the Willow Springs Police Department. They make our village so proud with the awesome job they do to keep everyone safe and benefit the community. At our November meeting, you can expect to see a presentation of the property insurance renewal proposal and the budget for 2022. That ends the president's report. Now I have an update from the Beautification Commission that I will read in. The bricks have been installed, for those who don't know, outside of Village Hall. Please take a look at them, and this makes a great gift for the holidays. So if you would like to purchase one, you can do that. I think the forms are available on the village website, right?
Yes, they are.
And they're available for purchase at Village Hall. So check those out. Also, Beautification tells us the willow tree by the electric signboard has been trimmed by Senate Tree Service, and that looks fantastic. The alley by Legacy Garden has been leveled, right? And so thank you for that to the Public Works. And the deadline for the garden box cleanup at Legacy Garden Park has been extended till November 8th. Because there's some extra garbage bins that have been placed there. Please have your garden boxes cleaned out by November 8th to have your $50 deposit refunded. And they thank all of the gardeners and everyone who participated in the programs. They're looking forward to a great season next year. And Beautification wants to extend a very big thank you to the fall decorators for all of the cleanup that they've done, in addition to the autumn displays around the village. Planning is starting for Not So Serious Bingo, which is always a super fun event. So they're planning that, and that date is set for January 22nd. So mark your calendars for that. And their next meeting for the Beautification Commission is on November 9th. And please check the village website for details. That concludes everything that I have for the president and for beautification. Next, we'll move on to village administrator. There is no report. On to Clerk Charles, the village clerk report.
Okay. I just have one item to announce. Stagg High School in Palos Hills will be holding an arts and crafts festival to raise money for their music programs. It will be November 13th from 9 to 4 and November 14th from 10 to 3. They will have arts and craft booths, lunch and food samplings, raffles, and pictures with Santa. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Clerk Charles. On to village engineer report, Dan Lynch.
Thank you, President Nedemeyer. The item listed under my report is for approval of the Greco subdivision. This is a one-lot subdivision, which is surrounded by the Willow Glens development. It is listed on that plat as an exception to their legal description. So this one-lot subdivision includes only the former Greco's restaurant, which is now the Nino's restaurant. Section 9B-78 of the Village Subdivision Code is a section that provides for what's called a minor subdivision, which this would fall under. That allows the subdivision to bypass Plan Commission and come straight to Village Board for approval. And the recommendation is before the Village Board this evening.
Okay, thank you, Dan. So what I'll do is I'll ask for a motion to approve the one-lot minor subdivision. We have the motion by trustee Moon and the second by trustee Kennedy. Now, are there any questions or discussion? Okay, there being none, let's take a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ara.
Aye.
Kennedy.
Aye.
Micah.
Aye.
Moon. Carr.
All ayes, and that's approved. Thank you. Anything else for? the
Nothing
engineer?
further at this time.
All right, thank you, Dan. Village Attorney Eric Peck.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening for the village board's consideration is a draft ordinance marked 2021-R-19, authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement with MWRD for the acquisition of certain flood-prone parcels. Specifically, this intergovernmental agreement would authorize the acquisition of 8200 Wolf Road by the village with MWRD money. It would thereafter be the responsibility of the village to demolish the structure that's on it, and then it would be the village's responsibility to maintain that property. If you look through the draft intergovernmental agreement, there's some additional items that need to be filled in. So what my suggestion to you this evening would be to approve it in the form that is attached here too, substantially in the form attached here too, subject to final review and approval of the village attorney. I say this to you because we're waiting on 2 appraisals. So once we have those appraisals, then we'll have a market value to put in there. So right now it's incomplete in that, but MWRD wants a commitment by the village saying that they're going to proceed with this acquisition. So this evening for your consideration would be that intergovernmental agreement subject to the final review and approval of the village attorney.
Okay, and note that we have the marked up versions of the IGA and the exhibits in our board pack. And then for clarity, we have placed on the dais the unmarked versions. So in the board pack, you can see the revisions. And then on the dais, you can see the clean copies. And then also in the board pack, we have a memo from engineer Dan Lynch regarding the IGA. And so I'll ask if you have any additional things you'd like to add.
I would just ask if there's any questions on the memorandum I wrote. I think Attorney Peck spelled out pretty clearly that the acquisition of the property itself is funded through a grant from MWRD, and then the village has responsibility for closing costs, demolition of the structure on the property, and then a deed restriction will be placed on the property requiring that it be preserved as open space in perpetuity. And again, the purpose of the grant is for the acquisition of a flood-prone property that was cleared through IDNR, that there has been multiple flood insurance claims over the years, meeting certain dollar amount requirements. And the grant went through MWRD, was filed back in February, and we have been coordinating with the property owners since the property flooded in May of 2020. If there's any other questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Well, I have some general questions.
Excuse me, Tom, what I'll do is I'll just ask for the motion and then we can get the discussion if there are questions. Is there a motion to approve it?
Make that motion.
Okay, so we have the motion by trustee Kennedy. Is there a second? By trustee Micah. Now let's open it up to any further discussion or questions about it. Tom, I know you had one.
Dan, what typically happens with a property like this? I mean, what is it capable of being used for? I know, I've seen the water run through their site. I completely understand the devastation that could happen. I'm just trying to understand long-term, are there any things we can do with this?
It has to remain as open space. Now, that can be grass. It could be, I believe it can be used as parking. If there's a need for additional parking in that area, it could be planted with native prairie plants, so it was lower maintenance. That's, I'll say, whether it's turf grass or native plants, that's kind of a beauty in the eye of the beholder and a decision that could be made in the future. But there would be a deed restriction as spelled out in the IGA, and it would also have to be owned by a government entity. So, if we entered into an agreement with the park district to transfer ownership to them, if there's any desire or interest in doing that, but it does have to remain as open space. It can't be redeveloped with a new house in the future.
I don't know if anybody has an answer to this question. Have we estimated the cost to the village to get to the point of open space? Because if you're taking a building out, there's a cost of taking the building out. It's got a foundation. We're probably going to have to backfill it and then plant stuff. So I was just trying from a budget standpoint to understand what is the impact to the village. I totally agree with the idea of what we're doing. I just wanted to understand the impact.
Absolutely. So the costs the village is responsible for are 2 appraisals, all closing costs. We'll have to do a asbestos investigation as part of the demolition, then the demolition costs and restoration. And we have ballparked that at $35,000 to $50,000.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then-
that's a substantial amount of money that we're going to have to come up with.
And after it's done, it's still gonna be flooding.
Correct.
And we have to keep it up.
Yeah.
Is
If we plant grass there, we're going to have to probably cut it.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, if you plant grass, your ongoing maintenance costs would be mowing. If you were to plant a lower maintenance vegetation, it would, it wouldn't have to be mowed as often. There'd be some maintenance, so it doesn't just become overgrown, but.
Is there anything we can do? So it just sounds like we're taking on that responsibility. It's costing us a lot of money to keep it unflooded or to pump it.
We don't have to pump it. I mean, when it overflows, the water is going to flow over the land and it's not going to destroy anything. So we can't have anything on it other than maybe some type of
Right,
plantings.
right.
So the big thing is we have to absorb the cost of the initial getting it back to a flat parcel of land, so to speak.
Correct.
And then after that, there's a cost of maintenance, or if we have plantings that don't require a lot of maintenance, that would help Keith out. And that may be a project down the road for beautification or some other way of coming up with something that they could do there. So,
that could ever be created into a type of a park or no?
Yes, I believe it could be like a tot lot or.
I mean, if you want to put a couple benches.
Or, yeah, benches, walking path if you wanted. Absolutely.
We put some fill in there where it would not flood as much? or
No.
bank
no,
it?
you can't
No.
do that.
The next guy's property flood.
It cannot be-
Are they mandating any type of grading to accept more water on that land?
No,
Okay, so we can just level it and
right.
pull the foundation and fill it.
Right.
I know when I was in the park board a few years ago, they wanted to just give us that land. And we researched it a little bit and it was just be an expensive project, piece of land to have. You know, it's big, but it's going to flood in that. That's too much danger, I think.
Right, and that is the purpose of the project, or the grant fund is to remove properties that, what FEMA defines as repetitive loss properties, meaning they've had multiple flood insurance claims over the years.
I mean, it's the right thing to do for the residents that got stuck with that from the stories I've heard, but long-term, it's going to be a burden to the town and we'll just have to figure our way through it. Because it could have been abandoned. They could have just walked away too.
Yeah, it's essentially the upfront cost and then probably a nominal ongoing maintenance cost.
It's got a little pumping station there doing it now.
No,
It's a house,
it's a single family residence.
and there won't be a pumping station there.
No.
It's the house in front of the sports complex on Wolf Road.
Oh, I'm sorry, that one. I was
Yes,
thinking of the
yeah,
other.
it's immediately north of the SCORE parking lot.
So it gives me
Oh, I-
answers to my question. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, then if none, let's do a roll call vote, please. And just to be clear, so the motion is for Resolution 2021-R-19, authorizing the execution of an IGA with the MWRD for acquisition of certain flood-prone parcels, subject to any revisions that may come up. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Carr,
All ayes, and that carries. Thank you very much.
And there's, excuse me, there's nothing further this evening, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. Village Treasurer Kelly Zabinski.
I have nothing this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Justice Willow Springs Water Commission, we had a report at the last meeting. I don't think there is one tonight. Reports of standing committees, Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Ara.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 6A1 warrant 21-0-20 dated October 28th, 2021 with payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $86,534.27. All fund expenses in the amount of $85,834.05 for a total of $172,368.32.
Thank you. We have the motion by Trustee Ara. Is there a second?
I'll second.
By Trustee Kennedy. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Ara,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
Moon, Carr,
All ayes and those warrants are approved.
The only other thing I wanted to report on was some of the people in this room know that we're working on the 2022 budget, and I think we're getting pretty close to being able to have a document that we could present to people for review. We're close to being balanced, but we still got a few details we're trying to work out. So by next meeting, I'm sure you're going to see, or you're going to have something in front of you that you're going to be able to look at and ask some questions about. So looking forward to that. And that's all I have for my report today.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Ara. Public Safety Committee, Trustee Kennedy.
Thank you. I have no report, but Chief Fritz has a couple things to say.
Thank you. Provided the board with our incident report. So for the month of October, we had 115 incident reports. As you'll see in the document there, we had 173 traffic citations issued, 23 motor vehicle crashes. And I'd like to also announce that one of our officers graduated from the National Child Passenger Safety Tech as a technician. And she's already had a couple requests for appointments to be made to check child safety devices in the cars and all the different models and everything out there. So more than glad to anybody with children to come on in and Michelle can take a look at them and get them all set up. And my last thing is that I put out a community alert the other day. In our local areas, there's been an active burglary crew that has hit, they've been connected to at least 11 burglaries in the area. Fortunately, none in Willow Springs yet, but a lot of them have been involved off of the Wolf Road, in the Wolf Road corridor. And they're sort of targeting those 60 and older. And I can't give you a vehicle description because they're changing them all the time, and most of them are going to be stolen vehicles, SUVs, and they change plates on them with stolen license plates and or stolen dealer plates. So they're in. The unusual thing about these is that they're hitting the residences between about 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. at night during dinner time, and they're forcing entry most of the time into the front doors, but sometimes they're going to the back door areas. So what I'd like for everyone to do is use all the necessary precautions, keep your lights on outside, keep your doors locked. And if you don't know who's knocking at your door, or if someone gets in there real quick, call 911 immediately. And that's, and again, they've been hitting in the surrounding areas right here, but knock on wood, and I hope I'm not jinxing ourselves, that we haven't been hitting Willow Springs with that yet. So take all the precautions on that, and any questions with that, feel free to call us at any time or call 911 if you observe any suspicious activities in around your neighbors, especially if you have elderly neighbors, because that's who they're targeting.
That's north on Wolf Road, like the Chalet North?
Yeah.
But the area that is Willow Springs, we haven't been touched.
Haven't hit there, but they've hit
North of there.
our neighbors to the west of us and also a little northwest of us too.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of calls.
And like I said, I can't give you a vehicle description because they're floating stolen vehicles all over the place and using stolen license plates. A lot of it's involved with SUVs.
Most of it happens between 4 and 6.
4 and 8.
4 and 8.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Knowing that that's a popular time for people to be home.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. That's all for public safety.
Yes.
All righty, thanks. We will move on to Municipal Buildings and Grounds Committee. Trustee Micah.
President, I'm excited to say, like you said earlier, the Parks Commission had their first meeting on Monday, and we're going to have our first fundraiser for Christmas trees starting now. So if anybody's interested in getting a Christmas tree, come on out and sign up and get one. And we'll also be at the Wicked Willows Friday, helping out with whatever needs to be done there. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Public Works Committee, Trustee Posh is not here this evening. Director Grantland, is there any report?
We wrapped up branch pickup on Tuesday. We did the whole village on Tuesday, so branch pickup is done for the season. Leaf pickup started on Wednesday.
All right, very good. Thank you, Director Grantland. License and Franchise Committee, Trustee Moon.
Thank you, Madam President. I have nothing this month,
All right,
unfortunately.
thank you. Building and Zoning Committee, Trustee Carr.
No report this evening.
Thank you. Any old business? Any new business?
I had a question about tomorrow night. If it rains, is there an alternate plan?
We are going to go rain or shine, so
Okay.
if it is a total washout, then we'll cancel it, but we're hoping to push through and have it even despite the weather.
Okay.
There's with over 100 kids being signed up, it's not like we could move it into the community center. So, and a lot of the activities are outdoors. We've got bounce houses and tractor rides. So again, fingers crossed. Any additional new business? All right, then let's move to public comment.
Nobody signed up.
Nobody is signed up in the hall. Anyone wishing to speak on Zoom, please signify by using the raise your hand feature now. And I don't see anyone on Zoom wishing to make public comment. Again, if you do have a public comment, you can always share those with the village and send them to us. No need for executive session tonight, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting. We have the motion by trustee Moon,
Second.
second by trustee Ara, and since we're all here in the hall, we don't have to do a roll call vote. Please signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 7:29. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You haven't had anything by you, have you? What's that? You've had no break-ins by you? No.